Hello everybody, moms and dads, boys and girls. So we are now in, I feel like, week 15,000 of having started school, because that's what it already feels like. But here we are approaching the end of September and October is around the corner. So today's update is just a couple of points. Firstly, you would have most likely have seen in the newspapers that KHDA have requested schools to change their calendar. So when we shared our calendar with KHDA during distance learning, it had to be approved before we could share it with you, which we did. And now they have made some changes regarding professional development days and reducing of certain parts of the holiday. And we've had to redo our calendar, and this could possibly, with the emphasis of the word could possibly, have an impact on our upcoming midterm break in October and in February. So we have submitted round 2, and as soon as we get feedback, we will let you know. We don't know, and as soon as we know, we will let you know. Right, second point that we have over here at the moment, we are in a large group of schools, not just interventures, but many schools in the area where we support one another with advice or any tips. And a couple of the tips that have come through from schools that have been visited by DHA, DMA and KHDA, we do too. We get them every week. We get random visits from all 3 of the official bodies. And some fines for schools have been handed out, and I just want you to give you just a warning again. We need to keep up the good work that we are doing. Fines that seem to be popular fines at the moment that's been given to various schools is social distancing when it's drop off and pick up. Moms and dads, we seem to be doing okay, but I know we can do better. So when you drop your kids off in the morning, I know you like coming to the stairs, especially grades 1 and 2, and grade 3, 4 and 5, you all stand in that front entrance. That's when you give your hugs and your kisses, and then the kid goes. Can we try and do the hugs and kisses in the car, please? It just helps of a drop and literally go that needs to happen at that point in time, please. And keep social distancing. Some of you are walking the kids right up to the front door, standing, watching them go in, but the next family is coming in behind. So please, I don't think you want a fine. It's an unnecessary fine. So let's see if we can just do a little bit better with that. The second one is just to remind your kids, the teachers do it already when they are on duty, as no sharing of food. Sometimes you might like another snack that's in another person's bag. I will be honest, this doesn't really actually happen with us, but just it's always good just to be mindful of it and to remind our kids, no sharing of food. The next thing is when it is pick up in the afternoon, and the teachers, especially our grade 3, 4 and 5 teachers, and I know our 1s and 2s are out and about with the kids, don't go to them to go and have a discussion. I know it would be so easy to do, and I find myself sometimes caught up when I have a word or two with parents just to say hi. But again, we have to keep 2 meters apart. So if it is something that you want the teacher to know, rather just send it in an email. It's out at pickup is not the time to have a quick little question to find out how they're doing, what's busy happening in class. I know it seems so natural, but I think if we can all understand, we don't seem to have a natural setup as we used to be. It's new ways. So if we could just make sure that we pop that message. Otherwise, if they see us all closely together, that's another fine that could be coming our way. The next thing to get parents into, I'm just busy having a look at my notes so that I don't forget, Cat 4 assessments. Thank you very much for our grades 2 to 5 students, and even some of our distance learners who managed to come into school after hours to come and do that. Thank you very much. If you were unable to do the test, please don't worry about it. We will make a plan for when you return to school. Don't stress about it at all. This is not a deciding factor of whether you get promoted to the next grade or not. It's not a black mark next to your name at all. All is okay. Next part is thank you so much for bearing with us with the new timetables. There's going to be another tweak today, because I know it sounds like it should be that we have it all organized, but we've opened up some extra classes, not just in the primary school, but in the secondary school as well. And we need to make sure that we've got all our teachers in the right places. Now that part's pretty much done. The catchy part comes in with the amount of classrooms that need to be open and the sanitization that needs to happen between that. So already this morning we spotted, ooh, we could maybe just do a slight tweak in our timetable. It gives the cleaners enough time to go and clean the PS gym, for example, before the next PE class comes in. So just bear with us for this week, and I promise you, you'll have a stamp of approval. I'm saying that, and I know that I can't actually promise that. You will have a timetable that will be with us for a while. That's longer than just 2 weeks, all right? And then you will be receiving an email from myself and Miss Waller about the yearly overview. So this is where you get to see what we plan for the year as to what we will be covering in language arts, which is English, maths and science, and our URI. It is a snapshot. It's not the everything that we do. It gives you an idea of what it is that we are going to be covering in class. Some of you like to read it in depth and want to know what the numbers mean and why is this highlighted this color. Don't worry about that. That's just notes for the teachers who it's their subject and this is what they've trained to do. It's their little notes, because what I'm sharing with you is what the teachers use as their snapshot. It's not the only document. We then have long lists of outcomes that we need to cover, but otherwise it just becomes too much of a big document to share with you. You will also be getting just access to the new revised framework for UAE Social Studies. So the Ministry of Education has launched a new curriculum that schools have received, and we'll be sharing that with you so that you can get an idea, but nothing to worry about. It's something that we've been doing in any case. It's just been a couple of slight tweaks. They've also incorporated moral education under this new framework as well. So you will see on our timetables, we still have an hour of UAE Social Studies, which is technically URI for us because we integrate ours through our inquiry process. And we have moral education, which again is separate on the timetable, but integrated throughout because it's about the IB attributes, which is, as an IB school, we do. So you'll be getting access to that. We will also be sharing upcoming information with you on our reporting schedule for the year. And you will notice that there will be some slight changes. We've had to document whether students are coming in as face-to-face students or distance learners. And ideally, there shouldn't be a big difference other than their learning environment, their mode of learning. But that will be a little bit more information for you in the next video, explaining that more in detail. So there we go. I've spoken about the school calendar. I've spoken about fines that we don't want to get. As you can see, I'm doing this from my office. My door is closed. It's just me in the room and I'm not wearing a mask. And immediately as this video gets stopped, the mask goes back on. So thank you for the awesome job that you are doing. Thank you for the emails when you have come into close contact of someone who's been in close contact with someone who was in close contact with someone who was positive. Every bit of info, rather have it checked and approved by us than just sending kids to school. Fingers crossed, we are doing a super job. You are doing a super job by keeping informed, and we are really in this all together. As cliche as that sounds, we really are in this all together. And by doing that, fingers crossed again, touch wood, anything that I can, we've managed to stay open. So let's please keep it that way. Updates will follow. As soon as we know information, we will let you know. Have a super week, everyone. Thank you, and all the best.